excites you about the opportunity to make some adjustments here? I know you like practice time and then get going here on the road.
Yeah, we're a couple of days early. Good practice. Guys get to go get team dinner together. It's a lot of fun playing on the road playoffs. You know, as much as our building was outstanding, you're going to have another building that's great. So it just gets guys juiced up. You know, our team loves playing on the road, and you got to play road hockey if you want to go far in the playoffs.
I know you guys have taken a look at the tape. Is there anything else that you've seen in terms of adjustments since we spoke with you last night?
Well, I think we got to give Nashville a lot of credit. They had a lot of resolve. They played really well defensively. They blocked a lot of shots. They did a lot of good things. Yeah, there's a few tweaks that we can do, but you know, I don't think there's a major game plan change. To be honest with you, I just think it's just you stick with what what got us here. But there is some tweaks I'd like to see us do differently, and we'll work on that in practice tomorrow.
Obviously, the result didn't go the way you wanted, but you could say that you dominated a lot of parts of the game. Are there a lot of positives to take away from that game?
Yeah, of course. I mean, just like game one, you know, there's positives that Nashville did. So I think you look at it both ways. You know, every game has its life of its own in the playoffs. So you move on from it. You learn from it, and both sides. And then you make a few adjustments. You do some work individually with certain players, and then you get ready for game three.
Do you feel like it's significant that you no longer have the home ice advantage after splitting at home?
No, I'm not concerned at all. I think it's important that you know, we're a good road team. I think we're very confident going on the road. We know how to travel well. You know, it's a long flight, but you know, we're used to this. So there's a lot of things that we're used to. So you know, just keep things normal around here and be ready for game three.
And it's the plan for game three to start Casey again?
Yes, Casey will start.
In your experience in the playoffs, what's the key to getting to your game early on the road, and what's going to be a challenging environment?
Well, you know, that first 5 minutes, especially in this building, it's crazy, and I think you got to use it to your advantage. You know, I think if you look at the coach's handbook, everybody says simplify. You know, I think advancing the puck, playing a simple game early is a smart way. You know, get a good hit in, good shot maybe. And I think if nothing happens exciting on your shift, it's okay. Like, you don't have to press the issue at the start, and stay disciplined. Sometimes when the crowd's loud and you know you tend to get a little overjuiced and take penalties. So I think being disciplined is a big key too.
You guys have been really physical through 2 games. Have you been happy with how they've kind of embraced that playoff gritty style of hockey? Yeah,
I think both teams. I think for us, it's important that you embrace that pain. It's going to hurt, and I think when you leave the games when it does hurt, you feel good about yourself.
Coach, it was a bit of a whirlwind leading up to this moment. Have you been able to just take a breath now that you've had a day to just enjoy the fact that you've gotten here and that these guys have really put in the work to be at this point?
Yeah, I think today, traveling on the plane, talking to guys, you know, laughing, joking around, talking to other people, I think we've kind of breathed here the last couple of days. I mean, today, just kind of dissected those 2 games, how electric that building was. We talked about it again today. And just like, for me, guys that haven't experienced it or guys that first playoff or not experienced, you're happy for them. So they get to taste this stuff. And I think it'll settle some guys down now knowing it's game 3. They've seen the first 2 games, what it is. Now, can you raise your level? That's another thing. So can we raise our level?
Rick, you just said yourself that the atmosphere at Rogers Arena was electric in games 1 and 2. Now you face the opposite scenario. We're coming as a road team to another loud building. What's your advice to all the players in that situation?
Love it. You know, I love getting booed and whatever. They don't throw. The Nationals got great fans. They don't throw stuff at you, but I do love the fact that sometimes it's nice to be the villain and somebody booing you. I think it brings out the best in certain guys. So use it to your advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I think today was just a travel day, so obviously kind of get here, get settled in. And then tomorrow practice, kind of probably address some of the issues that we can do better going into game 3, work on that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, pretty much normal preparation that we would have had throughout the course of the whole year for a game.
It seemed like everyone was pretty happy overall with the effort and how you guys played. Just some little adjustments to talk about. What's the mood like with the group now?
I mean, I think it's pretty good. I think, like you said, like we did a lot of good things. Obviously, there's some things we'd like to do better. I'm sure those will be addressed. I think, you know, it's like we weren't really expecting, to go through, 4-0 or whatever. There's going to be challenges, ups and downs. It's pretty normal. So we're in it now, so we just got to embrace it and improve on the things that we can do better, and just keep competing and fighting for the next win.
Is it kind of nice to have a bit of a change of scenery to kind of reset here?
Yeah, it could be nice. I think obviously a lot of build-up, especially going into game one in the playoffs, and the crowd was awesome at Rogers, and definitely enjoy that. This is going to be a bit of a different challenge going on the road. I think sometimes, that can kind of galvanize the group and bring us closer together, just because, it's kind of everyone's rooting against us and on top of us and things like that. So when you have a success in an environment like that, I think that kind of bands everyone closer together. So I think there's definitely some positives that we could take from it, as long as, we play well and deliver some good results.
What's your role been like over the past week, just in the room as someone who's experienced it a little bit more?
Not really much different than the regular season. I think everyone's played in big games at maybe not in the NHL playoffs, but some pretty high levels leading up to that. So I don't know. I don't think it's much to really talk about. I think now that everyone's experienced it, I think we're in it now, and it's been really intense and enjoyable at the same time. So I think, we get some good players. At the end of the day, it's just hockey. So, once you get a shift or two under your belt, you kind of settle in and just focus and try to do your job.
Teddy, you saw what the atmosphere was like at Rogers Arena for games 1 and 2. Now you're coming here, and it's going to be their first playoff game of the postseason. How do you prepare for that kind of atmosphere on the road?
I don't know that you do anything different. I think it's going to be loud. They're going to be on top of you. They've had some big playoff games here before. So, we expect it to be rowdy and loud, and, it could be challenging at times, but I think, we kind of got to embrace that and stick together and do a good job supporting one another, and, yeah.
What's the key to battling against frustration when they're blocking as many shots, getting in the lanes as much as they are?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of keeping your composure. I think, in these environments where the crowd's going nuts, especially on the road, I think, it's easy to let the emotions get the best of you. And I think once that happens, you kind of, you lose your game, and it's hard to play your best. So I think it's just retaining your composure and staying focused on the task at hand. It's kind of typical things to say, but you just got to focus on your next shift and trying to build momentum and create chances. And I think as long as you're, possessing the puck, getting some offensive zone time, getting chances, I think you're doing a lot of good things, and you just have to kind of fight through it and persevere and, eventually break through.
What was it like for you to step on the ice for your first playoff game as a hometown kid?
Yeah, I think obviously it was a pretty cool experience growing up watching the Canucks and have the playoff experience and so on. So I think for me it was just a great moment.
What was the biggest challenge for you in sort of harnessing the emotions and the excitement, and then also focusing?
Yeah, I think just trying to stay calm and just enjoy it was one of the bigger things for me, I think.
What do you sense in terms of the mood of this group and sort of the hunger level here, with an opportunity to pick up a couple wins here on the road?
Yeah, I think the mood doesn't change. We lose one game. The series you got to win 4. So I think for us, it's just getting back to it tomorrow. We got a good day of practice ahead of us, and then we just get back to it on Friday.
What stood out to you about the way you guys played, and what sort of adjustments you think you need to make to have success?
Yeah, I think 5-on-5, our game was pretty solid. I think we controlled the puck for a lot of the game. I think they blocked a lot of pucks, obviously. We had a pretty good amount of shots, and I think some of them we just got to, hit the net a little more.
As a tough defenseman, do you kind of admire, when you see the other team blocking them with that many shots?
Yeah, I think everyone right now is committed to blocking shots. It's the most important time of the year to do it. So I think for us, we got to do it as well.
What about as a player that wasn't in the lineup and then to come into the lineup for such an emotionally charged game? Is that difficult, to just be inserted into that situation?
Yeah, I think it's like any other game. There's some games I don't play for a bit and I get put back in the lineup. So I think for me, it was just, going about the day the same way I always have and just preparing the same way.
Obviously a great environment for you guys at home. What do you think the key is to managing that environment on the road now coming to Nashville?
Yeah, I think they're going to be loud. Obviously, we were loud at home, and I think going into their rink, we kind of got to use it to our advantage as well. It's going to be loud, and that's excitement for us to go in there and play.